the bigger it is, the crazier they are.
I'm a bird, mother. I'm a bird.
Wait, what is this? Wait, hold on, hold on. What is this video? Gen Z is completely F now. ... What is this video?
Okay, we gotta talk about these psycho TikTokers. Now, I used to talk about this years ago where people would be faking mental illness and faking these disorders.
Yeah.
Basically just inventing random shit because
Oh my god, there was like a whole trend on TikTok where everyone had multiple personalities and they could switch into different personalities by snapping their fingers. Or like everyone had Tourette's on Twitter as well. And they had the whole thing like, "Oh, look at us now. We're doing a collab, or we're having a meet and greet with all the Tourette's TikTokers, or we're having a meet and greet with all the multiple personality TikTokers." Like it was like almost everyone had it.
they're bored and they feel like it and they really desperately want attention from people. So we're gonna go through a couple people that are going viral recently.
Why? Why would you do all of that to yourself? What the hell?
Here's my little
Lifu is the exception to that proves that septum piercing rule. Well, I think the septum piercing rule applies if you're like from an A, but I'm not from an A.
Preview for the video. We got this psycho, this psycho, this psycho. We'll also be talking about the infamous nose ring theory. It's making a comeback. It's this theory where people with nose rings.
Man, these schizos making me look bad. I have piercings, but if I ever act like that, please lock me in a basement.
For some unexplained reason, tend to lean towards crazy. Also, a couple more psychos who are all mentally ill in different ways. It's
like everyone claiming to be autistic, like it's some kind of trendy thing to have. Yeah. I don't understand why people do that.
seems. Starting with whatever this is. So you know how this new generation has the pronoun stuff, right? The he, she, they, them, the standard. But then you got some people who are like, let me cook, right? Let me cook some more. I'm not special enough. I need more attention. And yeah, you should not let them cook.
This is a video about my pronouns. I've had a lot of people ask them in lives, and I thought it would be easier to just have a video explaining my pronouns. So I use ze, them, it, its, and they, them pronouns because...
What does ze, them even mean? Does anyone know? I don't even know what that means.
I like them, and I think they're fun to use. How you use ze, them pronouns in a sentence would be like, Z is crocheting, I'm watching their live, I'm crocheting with them. Most people use
Wait. So it's basically replace the H with an X and pronounce it like a Z? But what does that mean?
Most people know how to use it, its, and they, them pronouns in sentences. Why do I use them? I use them because I think they're fun.
Right. So we got the...
It's gender neutral, but like fancier. Oh.
Casual Z, them. Now, I don't know about you. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that in real life ever. In fact, I'm almost certain that none of you have either, unless you are in this person's neck of the woods. It really seems like this stuff is purely an online thing that they're purposely doing on TikTok. I mean, they talk about it as if they use it in real life as well, but I find that very, very hard to believe. At least, yeah,
I believe that they do use it in real life. I actually believe it.
Don't see that working. I mean, it would take so long to even explain. And how would you deal with strangers? This is something I just don't understand. Like, why would you make life difficult for yourself on purpose? I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, every time you go to the cashier at the
Well, for me, it's more like, do you see all these like bright hair and all like these piercings on the face? It kind of makes them like, even appearance-wise, very unemployable. Like, can you imagine them like be like a receptionist somewhere, or a lawyer or a doctor looking like that? They're kind of making themselves unemployable too.
Grocery store, when they call you a she or whatever, you're gonna go and be like, well,
Gen Z never ceases to confuse me, and I'm a Gen Zer. I'm so confused. Like every time I see stuff like this, I feel like I'm a billion years and like I'm from a different planet. I'm so confused.
Well, actually, there's this thing called ZZM that I have invented here. I want you to use this going forward, and then they probably encounter like hundreds of people every day, so they probably can't even remember that. Also, you're saying you're doing this for fun, so you just kind of expose yourself. It doesn't really, reflect their identity. It's just some
Oh,
random fun shit that you've completely made up. Also, to
I missed that. I didn't hear her say that at first. That she's just doing that for fun. Okay, no, that's different.
address the elephant in the room, the ticks and stuff. Now, I'm not gonna 100% say that they're, faking it or anything like that. There's no real way to know unless you're them. Or, you could technically go through all their previous videos and just expose them. But I will say, I used to talk about this stuff before.
Yeah, that's why I'm not saying anything if she actually has Tourette or something because I don't have it. So how would I know what the actual symptoms are and stuff?
And there were a lot of people who did actually get exposed for faking this shit, and it seems like their certain quirks and stuff only pop up on video. It seems only pop up whenever they're.
I know that she was exposed for faking it. Her own family spoke up against her. Every so often, there is a woman on TikTok complaining about discrimination because she cannot get a job while covered with facial tattoos and piercing. I think I know which video you're talking about, and yeah, that was so baffling. She had like tattoos on her neck, on her face, huge ass piercings on her face, and then she's like, "Oh, why would no one hire me?"
Doing TikToks, or only recently and several years ago they did not have it. So I don't know if this person is doing that, but if you are one of those people who legitimately take time out of your day to fake this shit, then you're a piece of shit. People actually have to, suffer through this type of stuff. So
But
yeah.
why would they even fake it? It's not like they're like grow massively from it or like earn money from it or at least substantial amount. Like, why would you even fake that? Just for attention? That's it?
Yeah, it's not cool. Right, so then they talk about when they actually discovered this neo-pronoun system or whatever, or whenever they made it up or whatever. And what do you know? It was when they were 16. Interesting, right? Interesting. Nobody could have guessed.
I discovered neo-pronouns when I was 16, I think. Woohoo! And I didn't really get them at first, but
Yeah, you see, I'm a little confused. When I was 16, I was a goth girl. Like, all I did was dye my hair black and wear black clothes, and that's it. But even then, like, I would wear like a black dress, but I also made sure to still look like not like full on goth when I go to school or like my summer job, and just still make sure it just looks like normal, but like just all black. Because even at 16, I wanted to be employable and not be kicked out of school. Some of these people want the validation and attention so bad. No, I can see that, yeah.
I learned more about them and discovered Zen pronouns, which I really liked. I started using them with friends, and then woohoo, pretty bird.
Then you got the guy who was unqualified and got a job for looking nice. Oh, that happens a lot. Like, someone tried to do like the whole like social experiment with that too. Like, send in like attractive people and see if they like get the job over the qualified people. Unfortunately, I was at the receiving end of like being hired just because of my looks, and they didn't even look at my qualifications, so they never actually like put me on like decent projects, and it was basically just used for like the looks.
I eventually put them in my username. So I've been using Zen pronouns, pretty bird, for a couple years now. I discovered what you're doing. I discovered I didn't mind its pronouns. When I was reading through a lot of hate comments that I get, a lot of people use it to try and
People have fake cancer. Yeah. I think there was like specifically one notorious woman who faked cancer, and she scammed like the whole state, right? And she got sued and like sent to trial for it since she was getting like government support and everything.
dehumanize you or like hate on you or whatever. But when I was going through those comments, I realized I genuinely didn't mind its pronouns, and for me, they're a vibe. So, hopefully that explains my pronouns. Woohoo!
Yeah, that explained a lot, honestly. So you were 16, you know, you're very impressionable. You probably log onto TikTok every day, you know, before even brushing your teeth or taking a shower. You just immediately got onto that app, go to the internet, and look for validation from fellow mentally ill people. And you find a way to make them affirm your crazy delusions. And the end result is you just end up looking like some sort of exotic parrot. I
Yeah,
honestly feel bad for
kinda.
the parrot now. That's a really mean comparison for the parrot right there, but
Wait, didn't this whole like green roots and black ends start with what's her name? The chick that had the song like I'm a bad guy. Here. So I remember correctly, yeah.
yeah, maybe if a parrot had a bunch of metal in it or whatever, and put on clown makeup, I guess. I really just feel bad for these people because imagine living your life every day like this. It must be fucking exhausting. But anyways, moving on to the nose ring theory. Now, you probably heard of this before. I've
Yeah.
also talked about it several years ago. Basically, there's an interesting correlation that a lot of these psychos online who
Yeah.
are clearly mentally ill seem to have nose rings. Now, obviously, you can wear nose rings and be perfectly normal, a
Yeah.
perfectly chill and cool person. But some people out here are ruining it for everyone, it seems. If you do happen to wear a nose ring,
My theory is so the bigger the nose ring, and depending on which region you're from, that is like a giveaway. It's like a flashing neon sign. You might want to steer clear.
ring, just know that you might be judged adversely on the internet now because there's a lot of people who do wear nose rings.
Like here. But it's usually like the combination is gonna be like bright neon hair, really crazy looking eyebrows, and the septum nose ring.
Who are completely insane. And yeah, I don't know, there's some sort of correlation, some mystic correlation here, so it doesn't always have to be the case, but yeah. So this guy went viral calling it out.
Septum theory this, septum theory that.
You saw? This is what I mean by like the bigger the nose ring, the worse.
Septum theory this, septum theory that.
What the fuck?
You guys are just jealous that
Of
I
what?
am swag, awesome, gay.
Septum theory. I've seen this phrase getting kicked around a lot. Basically, see someone with a septum ring, they're most likely
I have a septum ring and I don't spew that shit. And I don't think it makes me look cool. I just happen to have one. I hate the fact that that's my representation. Like, I really hate it. I hate it here.
going to be fucking mentally ill or just straight up retarded.
And again, look at the ginormous one. All I'm thinking about is how Peter is going after ranchers for putting the nose ring in the cows. No. Wait. Wait. They're not going after ranchers. They're going after Mario Kart for putting the nose ring into the cow's nose. That's all I'm thinking about.
Angry, deranged, Starbucks drinking lunatics, mate. Oh, but Jack, that's pretty judgmental. No, it's not. It's just true.
If you're throwing around the R slur, full-fledged Nazi. Full stop.
What's the R slur? Is he talking about retarded? Is that a slur? But I call myself that all the time.
That's interesting. I don't understand why people got that on their face, mate. You know that's for cattle, right? So they can put the rope through the fucking nose and drag you around.
Right, listen, I don't want to be that
Don't let Peter hear you.
guy, but how do you go out looking like this? You are a straight up clown. In fact,
I just realized one eyebrow is like high, the other one's like low. It's like permanently surprised, like,
clown probably has less shit on their face if we were to do a one-to-one comparison, I feel like. And look at that absolute conch shell.
How do you eat with that? Like, wouldn't you like constantly have to like lick the nose ring because like food constantly brushes against it?
in her nose, bruh. Dude, at that point, I
It's not just in her nose, it's in her nose and in her mouth.
feel like you're operating at 30% capacity. There's not enough oxygen that is even flowing to your brain. Maybe that's what actually makes you mentally ill. It's just a lack of oxygen. I feel like that would make anyone ill, you know, physically. Now, one of the previous times we talked about one of these
I mean, true. If you cannot breathe through the nose, you're not getting enough oxygen. So by default, your nose is not getting enough oxygen. I mean, your brain is not getting enough oxygen. I think that's self-explanatory. Oh no. Maybe he has a point with this. Oh, it's this one. It's this chick we were talking about. The one who was saying that she like no one wants to hire her.
specimens, they were
And again, look at the oversized thing. Look how big it is.
complaining about not getting hired at like a TJ Maxx or something. Basically, they're complaining about getting fired for their self-expression, and it was this lady with a shit ton of tattoos and like a tattoo of like a demon or something. And the reality is, if you
I'm more surprised like who gets tattoos like that? It's not even well done. It's like I've seen things like this being done, but like hers is so bad. Like look at this. Like what is this supposed to be? And it's like spaces on the arm itself.
you show up looking like this to a job interview,
She looks like what I used to do with my Barbie dolls, like take a marker and like draw on them.
you're not exactly a people's person, all right? You're not exactly going to be perceived as someone who is, you know, welcoming, cool. You know, if there's a bunch of kids going to the store to get some clothes, or, you know, kids with their parents getting some groceries or some toys, if they see this fucking devil, you know, at the counter, they're going to be a bit put off, you know, going to be like, mommy, what the fuck is that? So yeah, back to this person here, you know, I feel like just without all that shit on your face, you would look pretty decent, but it's like, why? Why do you do this to yourself? I just don't understand. Feels like such a cry for help, a cry for attention, you know? Also, I'm like an anime guy, right? And I think the closest thing we have in real life to like aura or chakra is like our breathing. And if you somewhat inhibit your breathing even slightly, you're basically nerfing your power level, right?
Yeah.
Even in the gym, if you lift or whatever,
Even when I was picking out mine, I made sure like it doesn't hinder my breathing. But even then, I still remove it if I'm sick or if I have like procedures being done and stuff like that. So mine is like super, super thin, but even then I remove it.
you'll notice that if you take like a deep breath before your set and, you know, you really get ready for it, then you have way more strength on it, right? It's because like, oh, you got all that oxygen filling up. I don't know the exact logic there, but yeah, there's also those breathing techniques like Wim Hof or whatever, where you can like supercharge your body to survive in like extreme cold temperatures where it normally
What's next? He'll mention primal screaming too. I hate when people do that.
may not. So legitimately, like, breathing is an actual superpower. So when you inhibit that, you know, you're kind of just cucking yourself. Now, if you have like a tiny, small nose ring or whatever, okay, fair enough. But if you have
like the tiny one, most of the time, like when I wear my tiny one, most people don't even notice it. Since I wear like a really thin silver one. But even then, when it's like when I had like an office job, I would still remove it for like not conventions, like the seminars and stuff like that. I would still remove it.
a walrus tusk in there. I mean, come on. You're just like, you're giving yourself a cold, you know? Well, you know, when you're ill, you have a cold and you just can't breathe enough and it's so annoying, especially when you're trying to sleep and you're like always, you know, making that noise to, you know, clear their mucus and shit like that. That's basically what
Okay, I'm starting to think that Pegasus should go for a checkup. Constantly feeling like there's mucus in your nose when you're trying to sleep is not normal.
what's going on here, and you're doing it on purpose. I can't, bruh. Right, so then she just calls it like really stupid.
Like she's having so many difficulties even talking. Did you see how her mouth moves?
And that says that we should not be talking about this, even though this is TikTok and literally
Like from like this distance, it looks like a growth.
you talk about the most nonsensical, unimportant shit all the time.
But for real, this septum theory shit is so fucking stupid.
It's
like,
not.
sincerely, Like, where are we? There are so many more important things to talk about here on this fucking app right now. Like, if you're commenting septum theory under my posts,
Is makeup too expensive for this routine? I mean, it looks like it's like that really cheap, like my kid's first makeup set.
blocking you.
How can you make fun of me without talking about the political and economic state of the world right now? How can you criticize me when there's a genocide going on right out of the Hassan Piker playbook right here?
Well, Indians have tradition nose studs. Yeah, but we were talking about earlier. Like, I think this applies to specifically NA. We're not talking about the culture stuff. I underline it every single time.
Hassan Orbiter playbook. Listen, you put yourself online to get clowned on, looking like a clown. People are gonna call you a clown. It looks like a clown. It quacks like a clown. It's gotta be a clown.
I have to
also,
agree.
it's really not that deep. People aren't making like a comment on your like intrinsic worth or anything like that. They're just saying, hey, this looks stupid. And a lot of people who look like this give off the vibes that they're mentally ill and they have deep trauma and problems, right? And not gonna lie, you know, all these years, the theory.
Like, you see what I mean by like a bigger nose ring and like the crazy eyebrows. Plus, it doesn't help that she has those crazy eyes too.
You know, the nose ring theory is quite accurate, I feel like, at least
And also with these like faces.
online. You know, in real life, you might encounter people that are more normal, but that's just in general. And in real life, there's more normal people than people that are online, because people online are desperately trying to get attention, trying to get validation, trying to go viral, trying to get clout on TikTok or whatever platform. There's plenty of decent people with nose rings, of course. It doesn't mean like you put it on, you're automatically insane. That obviously doesn't make any sense.
That's not how it
Although
works.
there is something coming up that might indicate that.
Like, what is that? Like, can someone tell me what did she put in her nose?
We'll see. But anyways, as this trend started to get viral, a bunch of people got really butthurt about it. There was this one guy who basically said that anyone who doesn't like nose rings is a pedo.
Septum ring theory is when you are visibly older than 18 and conservatives get sad you are no longer a minor. If you have visible tattoos or facial piercings, it is immediately recognizable that you are of age.
No, you can get piercings starting from the age of 15. Is he stupid? And you can start getting tattoos from the age of like 15, 16, depending on where you live, with the consent of your parent. So that automatically disqualifies whatever dumb shit he's saying.
And that makes conservatives sad because they can no longer roleplay with you in the position of the depravity in their sick fucking minds.
Okay, what the fuck? Where did that even come from? What are you even talking about? Also, I don't think this is just conservatives. It's like even liberals can see a whack job psycho and go, yeah, that's a whack job psycho. I know what's going on. This has got to be a Hassan fan. It's a classic.
Like, I wouldn't even hire this person to work at an ice cream stand.
I mean, come on. Randomly calling someone a PDF file that you disagree with, that's right out of the playbook. That's on chapter 2. Chapter 2 of Hassanetics right there. Also, nobody minds the tattoos either. But you know, if you have a giant demon tattoo of a monster.
That's why it's usually recommended to get like a tattoo that like a shirt covers, right? So like then at least for like office workers. So what you do is like you just put on a shirt and like button it up to where it's like comfortable for you. And you just see like which part of your body the shirt covers. And like just based on that, you decide where you want to get your tattoo. That's about it. You can have tattoos, but you don't need to have it in your face. Like imagine like at age 60, you have this tattoo. It's gonna look stupid. I mean, it already looks stupid, but at age 60, it's gonna look even worse.
On your face, people are likely gonna judge you. Like, you can't have a giant sign on your head that says, hey, look at me and judge me, which is essentially what a nose ring and a tattoo is, and then be like, oh,
that or a metal band, she will blend in. Are you talking about the like shit metal bands? Because like the metal bands, they don't have shit tattoos like that. A lot of them don't even have tattoos. Like they'll maximum have like a small old school tattoo on like their their arm and that's it.
I'm mad that people are judging me. Like, of course they are. You're making a statement. It's not even just nose rings or tattoos. It's like with anything, your clothes. If you wear some wacky clothes, people are gonna judge you, you know? Or if you have colored hair or whatever, anything that's different from the norm, people are gonna judge you. Sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. And the problem with people like you is you're literally proving the theory right. Like when you react like this.
I just noticed, did he dye his side like the sideburns purple or lavender?
And when you call everyone that doesn't like something, which is a preference, a pedo, then you're just affirming that you're mentally ill. You're just affirming that you're a complete psycho, crazy nutjob, of course. Moving on to this girl going viral. Apparently, she can't find a man. TikTok girl number 7,000 who can't find.
Is that the no eyebrow one? I don't know why. When women shave off the eyebrows, it kind of creeps me out. They'll have like no eyebrows, but they'll have like heavy makeup on their eyes. It's so creepy. It's so unsettling.
A man and decides the best thing is to post about it online to try and get sympathy. And lo and behold, she thinks that everybody else is the problem but cannot find any problem in herself. She says, I'm gonna be alone for the rest of my life. Interesting.
So I'm 24 years old and I've been trying my hand at dating.
Oh, honey, you're only 24. Why are you so depressed about not landing someone at 24?
Dating men specifically for probably about 5-6 years now in a serious way. I'm single at the moment. My boyfriend and I just broke up recently, and I have probably dated about like 4 to 5 men seriously. Keep running into the same
4 to 5 men. She's 24. She dated 4 to 5 men seriously. By the age of 24, she just broke up with her recent boyfriend, and now she thinks she's gonna be forever alone. I don't get it. What?
issues every single time I date a
I'm older and married than she is, and I don't even have 4 to 5.
man, and I've been trying to like really get to the root of what it is. And now I know what you're thinking. You probably
She has vampire teeth? No. It's a piercing. It's a Monroe piercing with a long stud on the inside that makes it look like a fang. It's not attached to the teeth. It's attached to the piercing.
probably have a type. I do not have a type. These men don't know each other. They're not friends. They're not from the same area. They don't look alike. I really do not have a type. The only thing that these men have in common is that they are men. I really have been reflecting a lot and trying to figure out
Someone will sim for her? Oh, for sure. 100%. Yeah.
what like the root of all these issues is.
Okay, how do I put this? So, if we do some quick maths there's only one common denominator in all these failed relationships, and that is you, right? So, definitely look into that. But also, you know, I'm just gonna be fair here. It's fine to have failed relationships. You just move on, you know. Now, failed relationships for 5-6 years in a row with several different people. Okay, that might be indicative of another problem there, especially if you're actively looking as you're saying, right? But the fact of the matter is, you're not gonna get along with everyone. You just need to find one person. That's the whole point, you know. You gotta find that one person. At least I hope that's the goal. I don't know what the fuck people want these days, all right? More than one or whatever the hell they're doing nowadays, God knows. We got people like iDubbbz and Destiny spreading their little cuck mentality, the sneakos of the world, you know? You never know.
By the way, is that like the new trend? Marry someone and have your wife date someone else? Like, I see it happening more and more with content creators, and it's so disturbing at that point. Why even get married?
What's going on these days. But yeah, whenever you have a constant series of failures like this, you gotta look inside, you know. You gotta know that, hey, am I the one, you know, who has a problem? Am I the one picking bad men here? I feel like if you're dedicatedly looking for so many years, you should probably find someone who you at least deem as good, like at least.
Yeah, but it's also, it comes in hand in hand when you're so desperate for someone. So you would just start dating whoever pays attention to you. They end up stacking up like their body count just because they're so desperate for anyone who gives them attention. They're not actually looking for like their actual partner. They're looking for someone who gives them attention. That's all.
One of those relationships, maybe it didn't work out, but maybe you liked the guy. Maybe the guy was actually nice. But apparently, these are all bad men. And apparently, she's been in relationships for like 5-6 years or whatever. Like, I assume it takes you an entire year to determine this person sucks. Like, I just don't understand. Anyways, she continues and blames everybody else but her. The classic TikToker strategy.
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect, but I'm not the reason that any of these relationships ended. One of the main issues that I've come to recognize is that I don't think men are really socialized to know what it means to truly love someone, like love their partner and care for their partner. Obviously, I'm not saying this is all men, but I think it's just not normalized for them to like, I don't know, just like, I guess I don't know how to phrase it. What I'm saying, for example, is that every single one of these men individually has looked me in my eyes and told me that I am the love of their life. I'm the most important person in their life. That they would take a bullet for me. And every single one of them has treated me horribly, okay?
Right, so these guys are lying.
Okay, so sadly, that's very common too, where people lie to get into our relationship because they also are so desperately afraid of being alone, or they just want to use you. It goes both ways. Like both genders do that. If you slap this bitch, what do you mean? You think she ignores the red flags in some guy she dates? Oh yeah, I think she definitely ignores the red flags. It definitely has something to do with like attention and looks and all that stuff. I don't think, especially like at 24, like these days that's too young to even like actively look for like your forever partner. Like 24 is like you're nowhere in life yet at that age.
To you, I mean, guys will say a lot of shit to get you to like them or to sleep with them or whatever, but if they're lying, it is your job to realize that and not believe their words. You know, maybe you can fall for the first lie, but what about the next lies, right? You're being like, okay, this person's a liar, I should not trust them, you know? And I always say you gotta look at their actions, right?
Yeah.
If they treat you horribly, they obviously don't like you and you should move on quickly. Yet, you seem to be the type of person to be in relationships for years with these guys and then just keep complaining. So apparently men are the problem, but also I pick people who lie to me and treat me bad. Like, listen, I'm not saying it's impossible to be manipulated. Of course, you know, sure, you might feel in love. Maybe you're blinded. But 4 or 5 times, come on. At that point, it's gotta be you, all right? If the same thing happens again and again,
like we don't know both sides, right? We only know one side right now, and the one side is just complaining about everyone she dated with.
and that's just you not deciding to make any changes, right? Also, for the love of God, somebody explain this to me. What does crying on TikTok even do, honestly? What does it
I always think if people cry on social media, like they just think about it. They go out of their way to grab their phone, switch on the camera, switch on record, and cry in front of the camera. It's not like a random spontaneous thing that happened where like, okay, you're already like on stream and something emotional happened during stream, right? But they like go out of their way to reach for their phones and switch on the camera. It has to be just begging for attention or just like trying to make people feel bad for you.
do except feed your own ego? I will never understand this. Like, what would compel someone to do this? I feel like if a guy did this and went like, wah, I suck, I suck, and then started crying.
Don't more young people look in dating apps and not in public? No, that's not true. Aren't like dating apps mostly used for like hookups and stuff like that? I'm pretty sure like when it comes to relationship, it's just like a mixed bag of everything. You have people who meet each other like in a game. You have people who meet each other, like for example, me and Zen met through Discord and like happily married, and we've been together for so long now. You have people who yes worked out through dating apps, but it's like such a mixed bag. But like even then, most of the time I hear about relationships, they actually met face to face.
On TikTok, everyone would just be clowning the fuck out of him, as they are her, to be fair. Right, then she continues and says how awesome she actually is. Definitely a sign when somebody needs to tell you how good they are.
I don't know about you, but when I tell somebody they're the love of my life and that they're the person I care about the most, I show it. I'm treating them accordingly. Part of it that really trips me up is that they believe it. They actually believe in their heart that I'm the love of their life and I'm the person they care about the most. I started calling it out. I would be like, you do not love me.
But like they're like in their early 20s. Do people really have the capacity of knowing that they're so deeply forever in love in their early 20s? Most of them wouldn't have really even experienced a lot of feelings.
Me and you do not care about me, like point blank period, otherwise you wouldn't be treating me badly. And they will argue and they get genuinely like offended. They get offended. I honestly pity them because I don't think they're socialized to know what that means, and like I don't know how to get it across in a meaningful way to them.
Ah, yes, I pity the guys. They are not socialized.
So wait, she just went from saying like they genuinely believe they're in love, and then she still dogs on them. I don't know. And that happened 4 to 5 times in a row in such a short time span. I don't know. It just is, it's putting a lot of doubts in my head.
You know, the little, undomesticated animals right here. Here's my question. Why do you even need to get across your argument? Just leave. Go to the next guy. You're telling me you're in a year-long debate here, telling this guy, hey, you don't actually love me, and I'll totally prove it to you that you don't treat me well. Okay, I mean, sure, you're right. Then just leave instead of arguing about it. Leave and go find someone who actually does love you. Why bother arguing with someone who doesn't even listen or understand?
It's like people who stay in relationship out of spite, just to prove their point. At that point, you're wasting your own time. Just move on. Love is amazing, but love is scary. Love is scary. The only time you can like truly like commit yourself to someone if you put aside your fear and you open up to a point of immense vulnerability, and you put that trust in their hands that they won't hurt you. That's when you understand like, okay, I can go with that person to hell and back.
Understand you. Dude, I swear to God, every problem in this world would be solved if people just had a shred of common sense. Holy shit. It's like, these people don't know how to navigate the simplest of problems. This is the type of person to search something in TikTok before she Googles it, you know? You just know it's that type of fucking idiot. TikTok has the answers, guys. The answers to my love life will be in the TikTok comment section, of course. You know what ends up happening is that TikTok is also filled with these,
That's another thing that really bothers me about people. They always want like advice from random people on the internet. You really think random people on the internet, they want the best for you and they genuinely care about you that much?
very bitter, hurt women, and they're in the comments and they will basically reaffirm this person's opinions. And then
Exactly. It's like the same thing as that story with the woman who was posting like very one-sided story of her and her husband's relationship, and these women on Reddit kept on telling her to divorce him and leave him. So she did. She started an affair at work. They were working together. He was earning more than she was. Then she got a raise. She started earning more than he did. Then his hours at work got reduced. So she was staying at work late. She was growing resentful against them because of it. Then she started like posting all these like messages on the Reddit, and all these toxic people were affirming her of it. So she started an affair, got divorced, and then she regretted it. And the moral of the story, even she said it, don't listen to random shit all these random people on the internet are telling her. Like, she's so miserable now.
Just end up, you know, hating all men essentially, and they'll go their entire lives thinking, I've done nothing wrong, I'm so nice, everyone else I encounter is just horrible, and it's just not healthy. It's just not healthy.
The healthiest way is when you start understanding where you messed up, and you evolve to a point where you know when you messed up and you need to apologize.
You need a little dose of reality here. Then she does us the kind favor of explaining what love actually is. Yes, she does. She definitely knows.
Like, they just don't listen. And I'll be like, okay, you wouldn't have done this bad thing to me if you actually loved me in the way that you say you do. Like, that is not what love is. That's not what love is. When you love someone, you don't do things to intentionally or even unintentionally hurt them. Why is that considered love to you? I'm just like, I don't know where it's coming from.
Okay, well, sometimes people do mess up, but it depends on the severity. So she's keeping it like super, super vague.
I honestly pity them because that has to be awful, but like I can't handle it anymore.
Kowalski analysis. Fellas, we have a nose ring. Nose ring
Oh.
detected. Opinion rejected. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm
Oh
kidding,
my
of course.
god. And my Windows made an appearance telling me that I need to play solitaire right now.
Listen, I know at least one person with a nose ring who's great, so therefore this theory is false, guys, totally. My advice is that I think you'd have a better time in love if you spend some time evaluating your own flaws, you know, bettering yourself, probably not venting on TikTok. Now, it is possible, theoretically, that every guy she met is horrible. It is also possible that she met tons of good guys, but specifically picked the horrible ones. So maybe she likes horrible guys and wants them to love her, which is not possible, it seems. So plenty of possibilities here, but, you know, probably put down the phone for a second, you know, think about what it is that you truly want. If you're okay with being treated badly, which seems like this person is, you know, now they're not, but it seems like they were for several years, then that's just what you're gonna get, you know? You get what you can sort of tolerate, right? And eventually you gotta stand up for yourself, not take any bullshit. If someone is lying to you, you should be ready to
Oh, okay. It really bothers me when the ring is like crooked. Like they're recording themselves. They can see that it's crooked. Why not fix it?
leave. But you're barely ready for social media, to be honest, so I don't know, good luck. Anyways, we got more butthurt people over the nose ring meme.
Okay.
So when you see a man comment septum ring theory on a woman's video, what that means is that he is letting you know that he can fit it through a septum ring.
Bro, she got like a...
What? How does that mean that? Also, again, look how big it is. So far, every single example he's using is like extra large rings.
A Naruto ninja star in there. She got like a saw blade or something. Yeah, I don't know about this theory. I don't think that's what anyone has ever thought. Maybe that one freaky dude calling everybody pedos, he might have thought of that. Also, to be fair, some of these...
this. What is this? Can someone tell me? What the hell is this?
Nose rings are absolutely gigantic, so I don't know, man, it might be a compliment. But yeah, I don't know why people can't just take a simple joke, you know, like, don't really need to be offended by this, just sort of laugh at it, you know, and move on. It's just a little funny thing. Now, there's actually a lot of nuance to the nose ring theory, because here's another girl talking about it, and notice how she...
Wait, okay, I'm finding Lifu social media and posting septum ring theory. Dude, you don't even need to try hard. It's literally linked.
Actually has the smallest nose ring out of all of them, right? Barely even visible. And somehow, she's...
someone said earlier that might be fake. No, it's not. Sadly, it's not.
The only one that's not offended by this.
From what I'm gathering over TikTok, the septum theory is like not taking into consideration any opinion that comes from somebody with a septum ring, because like they're usually crazy or have some like crazy trauma that caused them to get the septum ring. My old school Italian mom just wouldn't let me put a hole in my face, so like this...
Okay, so she actually understands what the theory is, and she's still level-headed and calmly is talking about it. So yeah, she has a really thin one. So it is the septum nose ring theory, but it's like the size that matters. The size is what signals, like it's like the bat signal that she is batshit crazy. So the bigger it is, so if it's big, crazy. If it's small and thin, she's fine.
This was the alternative. I mean, like, props though. Like, I wouldn't take anything I say seriously either.
See?
So I agree.
She's chill. That's what I'm saying. I think the septum nose ring theory is literally the size. It's the size. The bigger it is, the crazier they are.
Mom literally saved your ass there. And this is what I'm talking about, all right? It's the lack of good parenting that's actually cooking these kids. You know, I'm not going to absolve them of all responsibility, but a lot
Does the size theory apply to guys? I don't know.
A lot of these mentally ill freaks have parents that were equally mentally ill, and essentially they're the ones who raised them like this. Or they were just not present in their lives, right? And they were raised by social media. But also, look at this girl. That is maximum oxygen flow. Her breathing is...
You see, this is what I mean. Like, if you wear like this really gentle, small one, it doesn't stop you from breathing. You still look cute with that too.
Barely blocked. Therefore, her brain actually functions properly, and therefore, she's the least offended out of everybody, and she can actually take a joke. Wow, who would have thought, guys? Maybe there needs to be a book written about this, about like the size of the nose ring. I feel like...
Thank you. It's the size. I'm telling you, it's the size.
The bigger nose ring, the more crazy you are. I think that everybody would agree with, right? The bigger and the thicker it is, like, because it can be big but really tiny as well. But that just looks weird. But if it's big and thick, then it's blocking your breathing. That's just. By the way, who even thought of nose rings in the first place? What kind of psycho is like, yeah, let me just fucking pierce my nose, dog? I mean, to be honest, nose rings are quite tame, like compared to like tongue rings or whatever.
Oh, I hate those. I don't know why tongue piercings bother me. Might be just me, but they really bother me.
Fuck people do, like, bruh, I don't know what people are doing. I never like understand that. Like, if it's for fashion, why is it in your mouth and why is it like hidden? Also, it's affecting like...
I think the woman with the cable clamp, that's what it was. It was a cable clamp. It was a parody. I don't know. I never seen that video.
Like how you're eating now, like that's just ridiculous. Also, some people have like eye rings or something. Nah, bro, I can't. Now this next girl apparently got BPD from a nose ring.
Septum piercing theory, septum. Bro, I didn't get the septum because I'm mentally ill.
What?
After I got this piercing, I became mentally ill. I'm gonna put kind of a trigger warning on this video, low key, because it's kind of a hard thing to talk about.
Okay, new theory. The big ones and the crooked ones, stay away from them.
But
someone needs to make a chart, like a warning chart.
After you get these piercings, so the way they pierce it, it goes through a certain nerve, which hits the exact same nerve that synapses in your brain to your emotion. And this nerve will give you BPD if you hit it. So after I got this piercing, I got BPD. And I haven't been the same since.
Oh, also a nose ring wouldn't give you BPD. Also, just remove it, forehead.
Started dyeing my hair black. I started being emo. Don't get a septum piercing unless you want this to happen to you. This isn't a joke anymore.
Okay, come on. She's gotta be trolling at this point.
Yeah.
But I cannot tell anymore. But that's an interesting theory. So it's not...
With TikTokers, you never know. They might be trolling or they might be batshit crazy.
Mentally ill people that get nose rings. It's nose rings that cause the mental illness. Fascinating, truly. I think I'm more...
Okay, you know what? Fair enough. Like, I might be mentally ill because I'm a VTuber. Like, absolutely fair. I'm a fox VTuber cosplaying as a cow VTuber right now with blood on my face. So maybe all of us with septum nose rings are crazy.
More likely to believe the latter because of the whole oxygen theory, right? Less oxygen, less brain power, more mental illness. Makes sense to me. But anyways, whatever that was, a good warning. Somebody probably benefited from that. Anyways, moving on to this grandma here.
Okay, let's see.
Septum ring theory? I'm gonna need you MAGA its to explain to me exactly what you mean by septum ring.
Okay, yeah. You guys were right. This is fake. It's a clamp hanging off her chin. This one is open. Just put in like
theory.
that.
Because you commented over and over on every single one of my videos. People just don't appreciate.
Also, how is this not hurting? It's like literally dragging down her skin. Just looking at it makes you feel ugh.
The beauty of piercings, and you're afraid of them, and you're intimidated by them. So then you use them to try to offend me. But what you don't understand is I don't get offended by that. I love being unique. I love being different. I love disassociating myself from you MAGAs in any way possible. So I don't know what septum ring theory means other than...
Oh, no. This one is 100% a troll, yeah.
You're just afraid and fearful of anyone who's different than you.
Okay, I got a ton of flags here. First off, this is a grandma, all right? This ain't a Gen Zer, so I feel like this is more likely to be satire. I mean, it genuinely seems like legendary satire here.
Yeah,
'Cause
it does
honestly,
seem like
what the
it.
fuck is that in your nose? What the hell is it you even got there?
And she like glued like pieces here, and she put like 2 fake lip piercings.
You got a clipper on your neck. You even got some shit on your mouth. Like, how do you eat with that? That is maximum oxygen blockage. That might actually be worse than a deviated septum. Like, you might legitimately
that's
pass
100%
out.
a
Because
troll.
where is the space to breathe? Fellas, if this is your grandma, like, unironically, then I think I understand why you turned out the way you did. And then, yeah, that's just a rough start, I guess.
Grandma got sense of humor, yeah.
Bad spawn point. But I have a strong feeling this one's gotta be ironic. There's just no
It
way
is.
people walk around with that fucking brick in your nose. Also, last video I said I was
She even like got that like $5 wig from Party Center.
taking a break. By that I mean I probably won't be doing daily uploads anymore. I'll still try to get out as much content as I can. Really appreciate all the messages. I didn't actually know how many people look forward to my videos. I mean, I technically know because of the view count, but just hearing you guys' messages up
I like
made me
his
feel great. So I
videos.
feel very loved. Thank you guys. You know, I'll do my best to not let you down. Now click this video or you gotta get a massive nose ring for life and it blocks 95% of your oxygen, alright? You're cooked. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Time to put mine back in and go batshit crazy. Okay, that was honestly, this was a pretty harmless video. It was pretty funny. It's not too crazy and it's just funny.
Yeah, fly high, check it. Spread my wings high, reach the sky. Feathers in the wind, never asking why. I'm a bird, motherfucker, I'm a bird. Soaring high, yeah, that's the word. Flying free like you never heard.